Mama. Mama. Mom. 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 Mom.
Mom.
Being a mom is a full-time job,
Some days you wonder if you're even going to keep it together.
but you're not alone.
Because we've got your back.
We're single moms talking about parenting, divorce, dating.
And everything else in between.
I'm Julie.
And I'm Jesenia.
This is Splitting Upward. Hey,
Hello.
everybody.
Hello.
We're back.
We're back. This is Jesenia.
This is Julie.
And this is
Splitting Upward.
Trying to harmonize there.
Oh, jeez. We could figure. Are you ready?
All right, ready.
This is.
Wait. Are you going to take the top? Are you going to go up? You're going to go up or are you going to go down?
I'll go up.
Okay.
This
This
is Splitting Upward.
I don't know
That
if
was
that
all
worked.
right.
I don't know. We'll work on it. We got to work on it.
The Ronettes, we ain't.
No, not yet. We need practice.
Yeah, because then we'll have the hand motions in there. You know, like when we go out to the bars,
Yes.
trying to pick up the dudes.
We'll just
or,
start
you know,
harmonizing in the
whatever.
middle
Yeah, we're
of the
just
bar.
gonna start
like splitting upward.
Yeah, because they're gonna come running when we do that.
Yeah.
Actually, they're gonna go running. They're gonna be like
I'm
out
gonna say,
the door.
This sounds very interesting. Let's go see what that's about. Well, we are a show that's about the single mom. It's about you girls, you guys looking at us. Hi.
We girls, hey.
Us too. And we have such a great show today.
Oh, seriously,
Laila Ali.
Laila Ali.
Laila.
So I grew up watching boxing with my dad.
Okay,
Right,
I
and
love boxing.
My dad
Love
died when
boxing.
I was very young, so this was one of those things that we used to do together.
Yes.
So I like when we found out that Laila Ali was coming on the show, I was like, oh, that's so exciting. If my dad were here, he'd be
would
super
be
excited about it.
Yeah.
So yeah, and it's great because she's got this cookbook, Food for Life, that we got, and
Yes.
so I cooked.
cooked from
You
it?
cooked. We've got some cookies, her
The cookies.
gluten-free
I didn't even
chocolate
get-
chip cookies.
I mean, well, okay, so I made. I didn't get to bring any, but I made it at home. I made the cheeseburger.
oh,
Yeah, it's quickie. It's like a 30-minute.
you had a quickie.
Yeah, it was a quickie meal, and it was so good. And I made the skinny fries.
Oh,
Yeah. So yeah, if you get her book, which you should, definitely check out. It starts on page 100, I think, which is the 30-minute
30-minute
recipes.
for the
Yeah.
quickies.
The
You want the
quickies.
quickies? They're
The
in the
quickie
book.
recipe.
Or you just go to Jesenia for the quickies.
You could ask me. I'll tell you all about them.
Yeah, you put that on your dating profile.
I make quickies.
Yeah.
I make quickie meals. They're gonna be like, swipe right. All right, so we were okay. So every show we have our topics, and this one really just like stood out to me. All right, so brutally honest rules for dating a single mom. It was on CafeMom.com, and it was common things, but I'm glad that she wrote this. It was actually just a bunch of like advice from a bunch of different people. Okay, so thank you for making this because we need guys to know these rules.
Yeah, because they don't know 'em. And
No,
even
they
if they
don't
do,
know
they
them.
don't follow them. But we're here to remind you.
Like they don't have no consideration. You know what I mean? Okay, so the first one was, I don't care how romantic our date is, you're not getting invited home because my kid is at home. Like, hello.
Well-
You know what I mean?
That's true.
Yeah, I mean, even if my kid is not home, it's like, let's just, no. First date, no.
Second date, no. Third, maybe
I mean,
fourth.
it depends on how you're feeling, though. Because sometimes, you need that friend on the first date. You know what I mean? That
you need to make
special-
that cheeseburger.
yeah, you know what I mean? You need that special friend there to keep you warm. Maybe it's the winter time and it's like cuffing season or something like that, which we could talk about.
Wait, what season?
Cuffing season? You don't know about cuffing season?
No.
It's like a whole season.
It's making me nervous.
All right.
What
I
does
think
that
it starts in
mean?
like September or October or something like this. Y'all gonna have to correct me if I'm wrong. But it's basically the time where people want to like get like a cuddle buddy. And
Oh, what?
a cuddle buddy, and you're just friends for the season, for the cold nights.
Cuffing, like hand cuffing?
Google it.
Seriously, we should say, by the way,
Yeah.
which we haven't really done before.
What?
But in case you're listening with your kids, there could be some explicit language in this podcast.
This is too late. It's too late right now, Julie. Like, you should have said that in the beginning of the show.
Oh, well.
All right, so
What else
here's
we got?
another one. Okay, I have a kid. I can't run off for a long weekend at the drop of a hat. Of course not.
Duh.
But the people, men and possibly women too, who are dating single dads, they don't think like that. Because they don't know that life, which is okay. And I feel like if you're running into a lot of that, then maybe you should start dating or trying to look for other people who have kids.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's definitely harder when you're dating and you date someone that doesn't have children.
Single, no kids.
You date someone with kids, you know that phone call comes, like you're going to meet in an hour, and then, dude, kid's puking, can't go.
Right.
It's another parent that's going to say, totally get it, I'm so sorry, do you want me to drop off some Gatorade or Pedialyte?
Or like your babysitter can't make it, and now you're like, oh man, I had on my good panties,
Learning a whole lot about you. We're cuffing, we're wearing nice panties.
Hello, I'm an adult. Hello. I think you know, boo-boo. All right. I'm not looking for a father for my child. I'm looking for a partner for me.
That's like pretty self-explanatory. Don't come in thinking that you're going to discipline my children.
A lot of men think that. A lot of men think, oh, well, if I start this relationship with her, then she's going to want me to like help her like raise her kid and help her pay for things for the kid and all this. A lot of people think that.
Right.
A lot of people think that. And so I think if you make it clear in the beginning, like he has a dad, or even if he doesn't have a dad, or your child doesn't have a dad, it's important to like just make it clear out there. Like, I'm not looking for a father for him or her, I'm not looking for a father for my child. I'm just looking for somebody to be with and hang and, cuddle and do nosies with.
And cuff.
And no.
Often.
Cuffing is it's like a, it's not a steady thing.
Okay.
It's just seasonal.
I'm going to Google it after because I'm so confused.
It's seasonal. Okay. Here's we're going to do one more. Right?
All right.
2-strike rule for last minute cancellations. Getting a babysitter is work and expensive. All right. 2 strikes? Nah. 1.
But we were literally just saying though that another parent's going to understand if you have to cancel at the last minute.
Another parent will.
Right.
But let's say you are going to go meet a guy and he cancels on you, and he's not a parent. He cancels on you.
Oh,
and
that's
you already
different.
halfway there. I'm speaking from experience here, people. I was on the train.
For real?
Damn train. Yes, for real. I was on the train, and he text messages me.
Oh,
he doesn't
that's
even
not
like
okay.
call me. He text messages me, and he's like, "Oh, sorry, I'm still somewhere. I'm not gonna be able to make it." And it's like, are you serious though?
And that's when you say the babysitter's already paid. I got to pay for the babysitter, right? So
I didn't say anything. I just I killed him in my mind. You know what I mean? He's dead to me.
Crushing your head.
He's dead to me. I never saw him again. That was it. That's first
Right, you
strike.
get one strike.
First strike. If you're late, strike.
How late?
5 minutes.
Ooh. All
I'm
right.
tough.
You are tough.
Because a man should be waiting for the woman.
Well, I don't necessarily disagree.
Yeah, I like that type of treatment. You know what I mean?
Right, because what is the deal? If you're early, you're on time. If you're on time, you're late. And if you're late, you're fired.
Yes.
So
Exactly.
5 minutes is kind of extreme, though. I mean,
How long will you wait?
10 minutes with notice. If
Okay.
you're 10 minutes late and you have not messaged me, you're not going to find me there. I'll be gone.
Yes.
Right? But if you have said, OMG, the F train is effing me up.
Yeah.
I am on my way. Can't wait to see you.
Yeah, I mean,
I'll
okay.
wait.
If you're not saying anything.
Yeah, no, then. Nuh-uh. You're right.
5 minutes is your cutoff. I'm sorry. If you're not saying anything, I haven't heard from you, 5 minutes is your cutoff.
And 5 minutes before you're supposed to be there that you're going to be 5 minutes late.
Yeah.
So you absolutely, and look, this is the thing I try to tell my children. I beg. I love you boys. I really, really do.
Because you're raising 3 men.
3 men.
I mean, boys.
And
but
I
boys to men.
tell them,
Yeah.
your curfew's 10 o'clock, let's say. Do not text me at 9:55 and ask me if you can stay later, because that means you're already late. Because
Right.
it's not taking you 5 minutes to get home. It's going to take you 15, 20 minutes to get home. You want to stay later? You better be texting me at 9:30
Yes.
and asking, hey, Mom, I'd really love to stay a little longer. Can I stay? 9:55, you're already in trouble. So you should
Yeah.
not even text. You should just get your ass on a train
Yeah.
and get home with an apology. Sorry, on my way.
On my way. I mean, for some kids, it comes, instantly, oh, I better tell my mom that, just out of like, oh, somebody needs to know where I am in case something. I think maybe for girls, it's maybe a little bit more conscious. And I only say that because my niece and my son are the same age. They're both 16 years old.
Yeah.
And she's way more responsible, like, as far as like, like picking something up that's been, a paper like that's been laying in the middle of the floor all day, you know what I mean? In his room or
He
whatever.
steps over it.
Yeah, he'll step over it, and she'll go in and she'll pick it up and she'll put it to the side. You know what I mean? Or if she sees dishes in the sink, she'll go ahead and she'll wash them. She won't even, she doesn't even. And that's the way I
like
was when
her.
I was little. That's the way I was. I would do the dishes for my mom, and you know what I mean?
She sounds
Just
like
gotta
a
be good
lovely
to-
young lady. So
you gotta be
girls
good to
are a
your
little bit.
parents.
Girls are a little bit different, I think. I mean, look, I love my boys, and they're generally very good kids. But it's a complicated thing raising children, especially nowadays, right? Everybody's
social
on
media.
their phone. Everybody's in their business, doing their crazy things. So something, and look, this is a very touchy subject, literally. I didn't realize that kids were doing this, but I ended up reading an article about cyber flashing. Have you heard of this?
No, what is that?
Basically, people sending unsolicited dick pics to other people on the train.
How do you do that?
So there's AirDrop. If you have an iPhone, I don't think
Oh, no, I don't have an
the other phones, which I can't even think of what they're
now I
called
need to get an
Androids. So
I need to get an iPhone.
So Androids don't have the capacity, but on iPhones you can AirDrop. So literally, if you have the setting on your iPhone,
Yeah.
AirDrop, receiving from everyone, and I have seen this happen. I've actually accidentally sent something to someone. Wasn't a dick pic though, but whatever. They denied it. It's okay.
Was it a top
No,
half or a
it was
bottom
not
half?
anything nudie.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't dirty. It wasn't dirty. But you can. So what has been happening, and it was actually an article that was just out on Mashable. Women, if you and I actually left mine on the train here on the way.
Yeah.
Nobody wanted to send me anything. I was actually a little unhappy about it.
Wait, so it's an app that you download?
No, it comes. It's an aspect of the phone that
Oh,
allows you.
okay.
Like if you and I were sitting right here and I wanted to send you a picture, I could just AirDrop it to you, and it would boom show up on your phone, and you could either accept or deny it.
Do you put it like in a cloud or something?
No, it's just from my photos. Like I wish somebody with an iPhone maybe should come in here so we could show Jesenia how it works.
Yeah, I don't know how to
but
do
it's
it.
super. But so basically, what happens? You'll get a notification on your phone.
Yeah.
Nick, our producer. Let's say it's Nick. Nick wants to send you a picture.
Yeah.
And you can, you either accept it or decline it. And you're
Yeah.
like, oh, I know Nick, so I'm going to take. And then Nick, right? But it's typically strangers.
Oh,
on
but you
the
can
train.
accept or decline it.
Yes, but so strangers. But if you're willing to receive from everyone, you're looking at it, you're seeing
wow.
it. So it's like the old the dude in the trench coat.
Yes.
Used to be like, "Hey, little girl." Now they're just putting it on your phone, and
my
it's
gosh.
it's not legal. Like you actually could get in trouble. So screenshot it if that happens.
Yeah.
But the creepy thing is it's somebody sitting on the train with you.
I wonder if you could set it and block it on your kid's phone if they have an iPhone.
I don't think you can remove the
Really?
ability to do it, but you can make them
Yeah.
make sure that AirDrop is off
Yeah.
or it's only from contacts. But apparently what kids are doing nowadays, they're pranking people and they're AirDropping pictures. Hopefully not of their junk, but
Kids.
what is with you children? But
I mean, with every generation, there's always something. You
Right.
know what I mean?
But it's something that we have to. It's yet another
It's another
conversation
thing.
that we have to have with them. Because the other thing too, right? Kids sending naked pictures of themselves. Guess what that is?
What?
Child porn. They could actually get arrested and go to jail.
What do you mean? Like, oh, like a child sending?
So if my 16-year-old decided to send a picture of his junk to another 16-year-old, he's distributing child porn. And anybody that 16-year-old decides to share that junk picture with, they're all guilty. They're all getting in trouble. So the bottom line is, don't take pictures of your junk and airdrop it to people. Got it? Good. This is a PSA.
Somebody might call the cops on you and say that you're distributing child porn.
Right, because you're a creeper. Public service announcement from Jesenia and Julie.
I don't think that they'll do that, though.
At Splitting Upward. So on that note...
Don't get an iPhone. Huh.
Well, there's that, too.
We have the amazing, the wonderful Laila Ali with us today. Hi, Laila.
Hi, how are you?
Now, in addition to you being a 4-time undefeated boxing world champion, you are a TV host, an author, a fitness and wellness, tongue twisted, expert with her own lifestyle brand. Laila, you're amazing. My hat is off to you, and you're a mommy. And hello.
Thank you. I feel like we all wear many hats. You know what I mean? So to me, my resume doesn't sound too much different than anyone else's. You list all the things that you do, but I do have many various different things that I'm passionate about, and I try to get into all of them because I feel like we only got one life to live, right?
You're right.
Well, it's been interesting because when I've said to people, hey, I can't wait because I'm going to interview Laila Ali, everybody's response was, oh my God, she's so cool.
Yeah.
So we're so excited to have you. You are completely badass. I have to tell you, we got your cookbook. And I have just in the last week have been having the best time cooking from the cookbook.
How many meals did you make of hers?
4.
4. Wow.
What did you make? What's your favorite so far?
Well, so far I brought in the gluten-free chocolate chip cookies that are smelling so good right now that I'm going to try to hold off to not eat them during the interview. They're actually delicious.
Very delicious. I had one already. But it's really good.
I loved the stewed chicken and gravy. That's I'm going to want to make that in the winter.
Yeah.
And I know my kids are going to dig it too.
Yeah, the stewed chicken and gravy is one of my favorite recipes. I've been cooking since I was so young. That's one of those recipes I don't need a recipe for. You know what I mean? I just kind of just throw it together and it comes out amazing every time. So I'm glad you liked it.
Yeah, no, thank you. And that your inspiration for cooking was your grandmother?
Yeah, so my mom didn't really cook much, and I love to eat, and I naturally was inspired to become, to start cooking. So I used to call my grandma on the phone because she's from Louisiana, and she used to make gravies and stewed recipes and gumbo and all these amazing things. So I called her over the phone a lot because we didn't live super close. And I used to, ask her for directions over the phone and she would give them to me. So she definitely was my inspiration. She got me started. And now she comes to me asking me for recipes, which is funny to me.
For me, that person is my mom.
Oh, really?
Yeah, definitely. I have to know what's the recipe for the sofrito, how you make the arroz con gandule, you know what I mean? All those recipes that my grandmother made that she passed on to her and now she's passing on to me. So that's dope. That's really cool. Really cool.
It's been fun because, she didn't cook, she wasn't thinking about her health when she was cooking. So now just kind of getting back in the kitchen with her relearning how to make the recipe she loves, having all the flavor, but just using ingredients that kind of will upgrade the nutrition profile in the recipes has been a lot of fun doing that with my grandma.
Yes.
Cancer survivor. She's had stage 3 cancer. So she now really takes her health seriously and understands the connection that food has to it.
That's fantastic.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, not the cancer part, but the fact that she's still here and doing well and taking care of her health.
Yeah, all I love to her. Wow, that's awesome.
But that's what I actually really enjoyed about the book, Laila, because you give the recipes, but you also give options on how to even reduce further or add even more nutrition. I didn't know what maca powder was, but I now have it in the house. Hello, maca this.
Well, the thing is, it can be overwhelming. There's so much information out there. And, I'm obviously not a trained cook, but I've learned how to cook. I learned how to make amazing meals, and I'm always continually learning more. So what I encourage people to do with my book is just have fun, really put the love in their food, know what you're eating. And I wanted to make the book in a way so that you can take some of the cooking methods and apply them to other meals that you're making. Because now you're thinking like, okay, what can I do to make this healthier, or to take, or to use healthier oils, or use organic ingredients, whatever it may be, whatever level you're at on your health journey. I wanted there to be something for everybody.
That's so important because, you go down from generation to generation, the same recipe, right? And it's like, you want to eat those foods, because I have the same problem. Well, I had the same problem with my family. But it's like, we can't eat like that anymore. You know what I mean? Because like it's giving our families diabetes and all these other, heart disease and stuff like that.
Well, that's being passed down with the recipes as well.
Exactly. And that's like important. So I do that with my family as well. It's like, hey, can we make the white rice? Like maybe we can make brown rice and beans. And they're like, what? Are you crazy? What are you doing? That's not arroz con gandule, And it's like, all right. So what I've been doing is probably, I don't know, maybe if this is what you did, make like a healthy recipe and have them taste it. Is that what you did? Like, hey, try this out.
Yeah, I'll do that. But then there's certain recipes, like, for example, with the rice. White rice has a different texture, has a different taste. It's really hard sometimes to convert people who aren't thinking about their health in the first place.
Right.
So what I'll do is I'll say, okay, well, can we just at least upgrade the quality? Can we get some organic rice? You know what I mean?
Yes.
And then, make sure they're rinsing the rice, making sure that they're cleaning it properly and all those things, so that there's, get the arsenic off of the rice. Just little things like that actually can help make a difference. Because there's other countries where they eat white rice all the time, and their health is better than ours because they also don't have white rice with a bunch of other processed crap on top of it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Because we do keep seeing arsenic levels rising in people, and they don't realize it's from all the rice products. So it's a very good point. So do you, seeing as how your goal is to try to make everybody's family healthy, do you encourage your kids to cook with you?
Definitely. They love cooking. They're still young, so they're limited in what they can do. And honestly, it just slows me down sometimes.
Right, exactly. Like, get out of here. I got this.
We're going to do that on the weekend.
Yeah.
But no, they love, what's really important to me is that they just understand that food doesn't always come from a package. You know what I mean? They come to the store with me. They go to the farmer's market with me. They see me creating recipes. They see me creating my spice blends. So they have an understanding, but I try not to overwhelm them because, it just gets to be too much, and they're kids. They should be enjoying life. They should be able to just trust what is being put on their plate, without having to think about it. They're going to have enough the rest of their life to be thinking about, weight and food and being healthy and all that. So I try to make it as easy and painless as possible.
I'm glad you mentioned the spice blends, because one of the recipes that I did called for the sassy spice blend. And so it's a bunch of different ingredients, which I had most of, but I had to go out and get a couple. But so now you're actually packaging them so people could just buy them already mixed. Is that correct?
Exactly. So the sassy blend was something that I first created. And I was like, you know what? I use a lot of these same spices a lot of the time, your onion and your garlic and your thyme. And then there's a little lemon powder and celery seed and parsley. And I was like, why not just make a blend, right? So I gave the recipe in the book. And then after that, I said, okay, you know what? I'm going to come out with a line of spice blends because it just really was a good mix. I changed it up a little bit for the packaging, but it's really similar. And then I also did a seasoning salt because a lot of people are using seasoning salts that have chemicals and fillers in them, and they're not organic, right? So I came out with a seasoning salt. And then a spicy pepper blend, which has 4 different peppers in it, and it also has herbs and spices. So, and then I'm going to expand the line, but the idea is that these are the only 3 seasonings that you need. You can mix and match them, use them together or alone, So it's like when I travel, because a lot of times if I travel and go visit family for an extended period of time, I'm cooking in their kitchen. I'll bring these blends with me. You know what I mean? I carry my seasoning salt in my purse. Some people carry hot sauce.
Yeah, got hot sauce in my bag.
Yes, I like to salt my food, but I want to use a healthy salt, so I don't have to use a table salt. So it just makes it easy for me. So yeah, it's been a lot of fun though.
So here you are talking about cooking, and you've got a cookbook, and now you've got a spice blend. You've even got nutrition supplements, which we'll talk about. But really, you came from, you had a nail salon. That's where you started, right? And then all of a sudden you were like, wait, women are boxing? I'm going to go do that.
She going way back. Julie going way back with the info.
Well, look, I mean.
When did you have a nail salon? How old were you?
I've always been a go-getter.
That's awesome.
I I remember when I was 15, I was like, I want to move out the house when I'm 18. I want to go to school full time. I want to support myself. People are like, how are you going to do all that? Right. And now looking as an adult, I can see why they were saying that. Because going to school full time is a lot. Right. And then moving out on your own and having a job, how are you going to do all that? So I decided I was going to go to beauty school because I really wanted to be independent.
Oh, my God. I'm a beauty school alumni as well.
It's a good little fallback. Look, I still have my license. I still pay that fee and keep my license.
Oh, snaps.
Yeah. So I went to school, took the bus, public transportation after school, got my license, started, working in different salons. And then by the time I was 18, I had my own little shop called Laila's Nail Studio. And I was serious about my business. I was going to Santa Monica College. And I said, I'm going to transfer to SC for business. I'm going to open a chain of salons. I had a whole plan.
Yeah.
And then I saw women's boxing on television for the first time. And most people would assume that I just got into it because of my father. Obviously, it's in my blood.
Right.
But I wasn't aware that it was an opportunity that was available to me until I saw women's boxing for the first time. Christy Martin was the first female to be on a major undercard. She fought on Mike Tyson's undercard, who I had turned on the TV to watch. So a lot of people saw women's boxing for the first time on that level.
Right.
And I instantly wanted to do it. I instantly was like mad. Like, how did I not know about this? I'm Muhammad Ali's daughter. Like, how did I not know about boxing? And I'd always been a fighter. We're going to skip over that part of the story.
I'm making notes.
I was like, what? I can fight professionally?
For
like
money?
Get in trouble? Like, what? Like, this is like perfect for me. So
it's legal.
It took me about a year, though, to really get up the nerve to say, how am I going to just turn my back on everything that I've been doing and all this hard work that I've been doing? But the seed had been planted. And, I actually wrote my first book about it, Reach, Finding Strength, Spirit, and Personal Power. Because I remember all the naysayers and all the people thinking it was just a publicity stunt and all that. And all I really wanted to do was box. And I put everything into it. And as you know, became a world champion. Got
4 times.
Titles. Yeah, undefeated. And then I just
undefeated. That's amazing.
That's a big one for me.
Yeah,
big title. But then I got to the end of my rope on boxing. There just wasn't really in my weight class, which is I'm a big girl. I'm 5'11". Even right now, I weigh 190 pounds. So back then I was fighting.
Amazing.
Yeah, I was fighting at 168 pounds back then, so I was much smaller, I was younger.
Right.
But it's even big for a woman to find. There wasn't a lot of girls in my weight class to where I had more longevity. You know what I mean? So being that I knew I had millions of other things that I wanted to do, because I've always been an entrepreneur, I wanted to start a family. I'm on my second marriage, and I got remarried. Oh, I'm sorry. I skipped over some stuff. I retired from boxing.
This is your time.
I retired from boxing. My husband at the time met Curtis and then decided I want to start a family, which I did. And then, no more boxing. So now I'm like, okay, now what am I going to do? What am I passionate about? How am I going to reinvent myself, right? Which I've done multiple times. That's a talent in itself.
Absolutely.
But, I think at the end of the day, you have to do what you're passionate about. And that took me some years once I retired from boxing to really figure out I'm really into encouraging people to be their absolute best version of themselves. And I choose to do that through health and wellness.
I mean, that's so important to say. You had several different passions. And I think people, for some reason, when they're busy and they're thinking about, oh man, what am I going to do with my life? What am I going to do? All right, you figure out one plan. Maybe that plan doesn't last very long. Maybe that plan, it didn't feel like the plan for you. So I have done that myself, as I said before. I used to do hair, and now I started doing comedy, and then I was doing like other things here and there. That's awesome. I never really have met somebody who like goes from one career to the other, to the other, to the other. You know what I mean? Just kind of like feeling it out and living your life and just like exploring.
Yeah, I think that I've had the opportunity. I mean, I did boxing will always be my first love, and you have to be all in, right? Because you got someone in the ring trying to take your head off. It's a serious fight. It reminds you that, you're putting your life on the line. It's nothing to play with.
Right.
Which brings me, I'm curious, if your kids decided that they wanted to go into boxing, how would you feel about that? Because I know your dad wasn't too happy about it, right?
No, he wasn't. I wouldn't want it for my kids. I don't encourage them to. My husband played football in the NFL for 13 years. I don't want them to play football.
I'm with you.
I know, right? Yeah.
I also still have faith in knowing that everything happens as it's supposed to, and I have to let them live their life. So I'm not going to encourage it, but at the same time, if my my daughter came to me and was like, "Mom, I want to be a boxer," I try to do what my dad did. I try to indirectly talk her out of it. But if she decided that's what she wanted to do, I'd have to support her and make sure that she had the best trainers and was the best she could be. You know, that's just what you have to do because, you know, I'm not in control of their life. So all I can do is set them up for success. You know what I mean? And go. It's too much of a burden, you know, to put that worry on yourself, I believe, as a parent, because worrying is not going to change the situation anyway. So, you know, like I always say, my confidence comes from preparation, and the same in my parenting. My confidence comes from preparation. So I'm instilling what they need in them, and I'm definitely not like, hey, let's go to the boxing gym. I want you to be like mommy. There's none of that.
Right.
I can't imagine looking at Muhammad Ali and saying no. So do you have how do you, when your kids come to you with a question, you know, something that maybe you're you know, can I play Grand Theft Auto? Like do they come to you a little bit afraid? Like what's the dynamic there? Are you the alpha in the house?
My kids aren't afraid at all. I'm so gentle with my kids. But I would say I'm a totally different person. Like it's funny for people that knew me in my boxing days to see me now, but with them. But I would say that no, certain things are just no. You just, you know, because it's just what it is. When you're a kid, you're not going to understand. I'm not your friend. You know, I don't care if you're mad. And, you know, just some things you're not going to understand now. And we already know that they only have a certain level of understanding. No matter how many times I explain it to them, it's unfair. It's what they want. And then when they get older, they'll understand, just like we went through that process ourselves.
Exactly.
You know, it's not always easy, you know, because certain things, you know, it breaks your heart as a parent. Like, for example, I know I think about just when my daughter gets older and, you know, I'm the type of parent, I'm not going to let her spend the night out. People can spend the night here, you know, but she's not going to be able to.
I feel the same way.
So she's going to be pissed off, you know, she's going to be like, my friends are going and why can't I go? And oh my God. And
it's
just
okay.
Gonna be, too bad, you know, but it's just like, I've had things happen to me. I've had things happen to other people, and I know, you know, no, I don't trust it. But guess what? They can come over here. So at least you have an option.
Well, you're a smart mommy. You're a wonderful businesswoman. You're the daughter of, an absolute boxing legend, and you're a legend yourself. It's like, I mean, I would listen to you if you were my mommy. Like, hello. Don't worry. They'll get a little older. You just give them all your books, you know?
Right. So most people around me tend to listen to me.
What's your sign?
Capricorn.
Oh,
Capricorn.
Right. That explains a lot.
Very wise people.
Stubborn.
And I would say, I mean, I'm tooting my own horn a little bit, but I would say it has nothing to do with boxing. It's just that I'm not the type of person that's going to impart my opinion on you unless you ask, you know? And if I say something, it's probably coming from a place of experience or it's been well thought out, and I'm going to be confident in what I'm saying. So, and it's going to be the truth. So people don't even ask me for advice or unless they want the truth, because I'm going to tell you not necessarily what you want to hear, but what you need to hear. So,
girl,
I like
literally the same. I do the same exact thing. I tell people, don't ask me if you don't want to know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because we need people like that in our life. I don't need any yes people. I don't need any bullshitters. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's like you need some people who are real and who have your best interest at heart and are gonna let you know when you're wrong, and they're gonna let you know when you're right. So.
That's right.
So I'm gonna put you on the spot, and then we're gonna let you go. So your father was known for a famous saying, right? Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. Do you have one?
I don't. It's so funny because I remember when I first started boxing, and people were like, "Are you going to do the rope-a-dope? Are you going to call out rounds? Are you going to?" I was like, "No, I'm not my father. Okay, I'm Layla. That is not even my personality." But I had this one cut man named Cassius who's been around the boxing game forever, and he was around when my dad was boxing, and he just kept on saying, "She be stinging, she be stinging." I was like, please stop. And then that became my nickname. Like, I never signed off on it. It just started just being like, people started saying, Layla, she be stinging Ali. And I'm like, okay. And then I ended up naming my corporation She Be Stinging. I was like, what the heck? So yeah.
That's awesome. That's such a great name.
Yeah, so all my checks and my business is She Be Stinging.
That's awesome.
Yeah, because it served two purposes. Like like a female bee, and then stinging, like, 'cause I was stinging people, knocking them out. So I was like,
that's
okay.
right.
So I let it go. I let that one thing slide.
You like that. You like that one.
Well, you managed to create a name for yourself, and obviously you've got the Uplenish supplements, you've got your spice blends coming out, and obviously if anybody wants to find out more about Laila, you can go to her website, LailaAli.com, Laila.com. Laila, thank you so much for taking some time out of your day to talk with us.
So cool talking to you, Laila.
For having me on, and keep enjoying those recipes, ladies.
I look
Oh
forward
my
to
gosh,
making
I
more
will.
soon.
Yes, I'm going to cook it with my son. You
Stay
take
well,
care,
Laila.
honey. That was fun. Hey, Laila.
Love Laila. You know, I'm going to go to LailaAli.com and get me some of those spices because I made the sassy blend, but that she has a spicy pepper one. I'm all over it.
So great. So great. Like the fact that she was able to make those meals healthy. So cool. So now we are headed off to our question and answer section where we listen to you guys. We give you advice. We talk through the camera.
We want to hear
and
what you're
through the
going
microphone.
through. Yeah. Look into my eyes.
We're talking straight to you.
Yeah, no. So you know, any questions on co-parenting, marriage, divorce, dating, well, basically whatever
Send
you
it
want to
to
talk
us.
about, we're here for you.
Hashtag us, splitting upward.
Yes.
All right. Christine. This is from Christine. I've had a strict no social media policy with my kids. They're 14 and 11. But my 14-year-old is trying to convince me to cave. I still sort of think he's too young, but all his friends are on it, and I also feel bad about making him miss out on things. Since that's where teens talk now. That's true. Do I stick to my guns or give in? Well, it's going to happen anyway, Mama. Give in.
Well, it's because you're right. Because the reality is either you're going to be involved or they're
Or you're
going to
not.
do it without you knowing.
Yeah, it's like
Right?
drugs.
Right.
That's what it is. That's what social media is.
I used 13 as my marker because I think Facebook used to have this rule that you had to be 13. But now
Yeah.
we've got Snapchat, we've got Instagram. And
There's
not
so
only
many
that,
different
there's
ones.
Finstas, right?
What the heck is that?
Oh, it's the fake Instagram for their friends only. So, sure, Mom, you can follow
Yeah,
me on
different-
Instagram.
different
and then you
handle.
find out there's a whole other one that you don't know about. But I think if you have the kind of open relationship with your kid where you can talk about stuff,
Yeah.
they have to follow you. And this is what I've said to my kids all the time. All right, fine, do it. But I get the opportunity to pick up your phone
Right.
and go through it whenever I want. I don't think I've ever really done that.
Right.
But my 13-year-old did something recently on Instagram, and again, thankfully, I have a good co-parenting relationship with my ex-husband. I was like, you send that to your father. I got really angry,
Yeah.
walked it off, came back upstairs, and I said to him, because I had spoken to his father, you're off Instagram for a month.
Yeah.
He's like, I already deleted it. He knew. And so he pulled the app off his phone. So
Good.
if you want to give in, you got to monitor it. Okay,
You got to
Christine?
handle it quick. You got to
Yes.
handle it quick, too, when you find a situation like what you did.
Absolutely.
You
So,
can't, like, meditate on it or pray on it.
5 minutes. Like your dating rule.
Yep.
5 minutes punishment.
5 minutes, I'm out.
All right, this next question is from CJ from Virginia. I wonder if it's CJ Craig from the West Wing. Love
Ooh,
her.
let's see.
Me and my ex-wife have joint custody of my son and daughter, ages 7 and 10. My son likes to spend time with me more and cries whenever he has to leave. My daughter likes to spend time with her mom more and cries whenever she has to come to my place. Have you ever dealt with this competition for the kids' affections before? And what's a good way to keep everyone happy all the time? CJ, first of all, I'll tell you, that sucks. I feel ya.
Yeah.
Too freaking bad. Right? For the children? Yeah, all right. It's your time with them. They spend time with you. Do whatever you can to make it enjoyable, make it fun, make it interesting. That's the way that works. You don't give in. You don't say, all right, fine, you stay with your mom and I'll take I'll take the boy. Nuh-uh. They both have to come to you. It doesn't feel good. I get it, but eventually they'll figure it out.
Yeah, they'll figure it out. I mean, also, if it just makes her feel more comfortable, what's it, the daughter who wants
Daughter
to be
likes
with
to be
the
with the
mom?
mom. The son
Yeah.
likes to be with CJ.
Well, then, maybe they could Skype while she's at your house, maybe at night or something, like something like that, just to make her feel more comfortable until she's used to it. And then you guys will be good. She'll get used to it and she won't even want to do that anymore. Nah, I don't want to call mom. I'm good.
Right. And
You
you
know?
figure out, look, early on when you've split up and you're now going back and forth between two homes, make sure you do something for the kids to make the other home feel like their home as well. So if they start to feel welcome in that space, it'll all work itself out. And again, they're children, you're in charge. So stick with it, CJ. I have hope that the kids will eventually figure it out and they'll be fine in both homes. Thank you for your question.
All right, CJ. Good luck, boo. All right, this one's from Anonymous again.
It's our favorite.
Hi, Mom. Hi, Mom. Okay, so my husband and I got married pretty quickly in our late 20s. Hello, me too. Less than a year of dating, knowing each other. We've been married for 4.5 years, and now we've been fighting a lot. We started therapy last year, and it has helped us fight a lot less if we make sure to stick with it. Still, I don't love how a marriage... Wait, hold on. Still, I don't love how a marriage that's still sort of new already needs work. I get it. I wonder if there's something better out there for me. How do I know if I need to move on or if I'm being unrealistic? Well, listen, if you're unhappy, I think, I don't know. Listen to your gut, mama. You know what to do. Whether you want to do it or not, that's something that you have to eventually become comfortable with, but you know what to do. Your gut, they say your gut is your second brain. You got your brain, you got your brain. You got two brains, The trick is aligning them and having them work together. So when you start listening to that feeling, you wrote it here. You wrote it here already. I could read it back, but it took too long. Rewind. You know what I mean? You know what to do. And in my opinion, if somebody's not making you happy, if you're not making the other person happy, and it's not about making each other happy, really, it's about just being happy while with the person, then leave. Leave. That's my suggestion.
Thank you for that, Jesenia.
You're welcome.
Anani. late 20s. All right, so you're kind of a grown up now. You said you got married less than a year after dating and knowing each other. So that was your first mistake, honey.
Yeah.
Take some time, get to know somebody, because otherwise you're going to end up in a situation like you're in and not know what to do. Yeah. But I have one question for you. You still want to bang your husband? Because if you still do, you got something to work on. If that aspect is gone, then it's time to wrap it up and move on. Just like it's time for us to wrap up this episode. Hey.
Oh my gosh, you're like a commercial.
See how I did that?
All right. Yeah, Layla was, oh my God,
yeah,
we're going to hang out with her again. Call me Layla.
LailaAli.com. You could check that out. You could follow us at Splitting Upward.
Yes.
That's on Instagram, on Facebook. Just Google it.
On Twitter.
We everywhere.
Hashtag it, add it, whatever.
You want to get in touch with Jesenia?
You can find me on Instagram, Jesenia Grams, Twitter, Jesenia Tweets, and now Facebook, Jesenia Book.
And I'm on Twitter and Instagram at Julie on the Mic. That's M-I-C, Julie on the Mic. If you've got any questions you want us to tackle, feel free to hashtag Ask Splitting Upward, slide into our DM.
Please
do whatever
I
you need
love
to
it
do.
when that happens.
Yes. And you could subscribe to Splitting Upward anywhere you subscribe to podcasts. Yes. And check out mom.com for super interesting resources, articles, all kinds of fun things. We're going to be on there. We're just all over it. Thank you for joining us.
We're everywhere. We're in your face. You're never going to get rid of us.
We'll see you next time on
Splitting Upward.